Just wanted to point out that Dad was a very funny dude, and that's kind of the reason why I wanted to bring the D cutout that he made, because he finally got his big D. Yeah, so that was, just a way of memorizing his personality, his jokes.
Don't get electrocuted!
Damn kids. They're mine, it's okay. I don't
Tegan,
really know what to say
Caitlin.
or how to say it. I'm glad that everybody's here, and I miss the hell out of my dad. I'm not sure if anybody or everyone knows, but he died of a heart attack. He had a lot of heart problems, and he kept it to himself. The fucker. Love the dude to death, but you know what? His stubborn ass.
And you wonder where we get it from.
Yeah, no kidding. So it was a surprise for us all, but unfortunately not for him. He knew he was going. If anybody would like to come up and say anything, share respects, share funny stories, anything at all, now would kind of be the time. Yeah, my dad was a hell of a guy.
Here, here!
The best.
Great son.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it. You want to say something, buddy?
Yeah. Can I tell a funny story?
Sure. You want the mic?
Got it. So one day, when we were living in Oregon, me and my brother and my mom and my dad, we went to Papa Ken's house to just chill and hang out with, I think his name's EJ, I can't remember his name. But after me and EJ were done riding around the place in a little like truck thing, Papa Ken, before we left, he gave me a four-leaf clover that he found and the shirt that I'm wearing right now. And of course the four-leaf clover didn't make it more than like 2 minutes in the car because Jackson destroyed it within 2 minutes. But yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
I didn't get to know him that well. But all I remember so far was basically what Sean just said. I also drove around in this like little red toy car thingy. I really miss him. I just wish I could see him one last time before he went.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
Any other takers? Anything at all?
I'll just share another funny story. Just from one of the last times that I saw him, I came and visited for Father's Day, and I tried to come over for Father's Day to visit him. And I stayed at the Rogue Regency in Medford, and him and Enoch actually came out and we had breakfast before I had to go back to work. And we couldn't decide on what we wanted to eat. We all kind of wanted the same thing, but we all kind of wanted something else. So we all agreed that we were each going to get our own breakfast burrito and we were going to share the French toast. So Enoch was struggling to get the French toast on his fork. He had a little slice that he was just spent a good solid like 5 minutes trying to get this piece of French toast on his fork. So Dad reached over and helped him. He had his fork and was kind of helping like lift it and kind of hold it. So Enoch raised up his fork. He was just about to put it in his mouth, but Dad just knocked it right out of his hand. Because he saw the opportunity, he thought it was hilarious, and we just laughed about it forever. It was the funniest thing. But yeah, he was a funny guy. He made light of every situation, and I think a lot of us boys took that with us too. So, just look at positive things. So that's what we're doing.
Appreciate it. wanna say something else?
I just want to say some words real quick. Papa Ken, he was a really good man. He was really funny. He was really nice. Yeah. And one time, I went inside of his house because he has a
house.
game console, and me and him played this Kirby game for like 3 hours. And he just, I just kept winning and winning and winning and winning and winning. And he got kind of mad and shut off the game. So, yeah. But he was great. He was really, really nice. He was an overall, he was the best. The best.
Yeah.
Yeah. He barely
was
talked
quiet.
at all. He barely talked at all. But that's it. I loved him. Now he's gone.
All right, Jake's coming up.
Just call me Hopalong Howie.
You want to say something?
Yeah.
Enix got the mic.
So my dad was a very good man. You guys all know that. I'm not good with words, so you're going to have to bear with me. He's the only man that I know that I could spend 45 minutes in a room with and not say a word to, but, you know.
Same.
So, I mean, he wasn't a man of very much words, but when he did talk, he was very, very, very kind-hearted and had a lot to say when he had something to say. I love him and I miss him very much, and thank you all for coming out and enjoying this moment in time with me and my kids and all my brothers and everybody. Thank you.
You got something?
I think we have a taker.
Oh.
Come
I
on.
thought you were going.
No, I don't know
Oh, okay.
what to say.
I just wanted to make sure before I came to steal the mic. So, in recent years, I haven't really had too much time to spend with Uncle Ken, but probably one of the biggest things that I remember is being a kid and going and, staying the weekend over at all of their houses because, truth be told, they had cooler toys than I did. A lot of awesome Power Ranger toys. Throwing all of us under the bus because
Yeah.
we shouldn't be ashamed of what we enjoyed when we were kids. Trying to remember around where that house was. I want to say,
Pogs too.
yeah, Pogs.
Yeah.
But I, also remember all the times that all of our parents would just drop us off at Grandma and Grandpa's house.
Oh yeah.
And we'd have giant sleepovers in the garage that was transformed into a room. But no, Uncle Ken was an amazing man. I know him and my dad, were relatively close. Again, it kind of sucks that over the years we've all kind of separated a little bit. Some of us moved out of state, some of us stayed here, but it's nice that there are times, as sad as the times are, that we do actually get to see each other again and catch back up. It's fun seeing your guys' faces again.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while. Because I can tell you I haven't gone anywhere. I still live in Medford. I just want to talk about Power Rangers.
Yeah, thank
Throwing
you.
all the toys. I just remember all those awesome big Power Ranger toys.
Absolutely.
My dad didn't buy that shit.
So, Dad, fuck, he knew a lot of people, and he was always so nice to everyone. Our the most recent outing that we did with him was we went to the Rooster Crow over in Rogue River, where he grew up, and he's showing us all his old hangout spots and showing us the old parts store that his dad used to own. And, I remember him having such an infatuation with cars. And you know, at the Rooster Crow they do a car show, and he walks right up to this person that I had obviously no idea who the hell they were. Shakes their hand, and he just sits there talking for like a good couple of minutes. And he gets done, and he comes back up to me, and he looks at me, and he goes, "I don't know who the hell that person was. I just recognized their face."
Another memory that makes you think, I wonder, that's where I get that from.
Yeah.
I do that too. Where it's like, I know this person. Don't remember your name though.
Yeah. That was awesome, man. He worked at the wood mill and did that for quite a while, working grave shift there. Or was it grave shift at OYA for a while?
Yeah, it was the.
All right, so he worked grave shift at Oregon Youth Authority for the better part of my childhood, and I think that him working at OYA helped shape how he handled a lot of different situations. That place, it's a hellhole if you're on the wrong side of the entrance. But it helped shape how he handled us boys, and I think that it really kind of really helped form who the hell he turned out to be. I do see a few of his co-workers here, and I appreciate you guys being here. But man, that motherfucker went out so stubbornly. He knew what his medical condition was, and he told nobody. He didn't want to be a burden on anybody, and so when he went, it was a surprise for us that we weren't wanting. But anyhow, the last thing I want to say is growing up, I was adventurous, and he trusted me to make the right decision, and oftentimes I did not. But every day he would check in with me, and whether it be before I leave his house or just when he got off of work, he would text me, and every day while I was out or away, he would say, "Be safe, have fun, and don't drown." That was my words to live by growing up, and the don't drown thing was because I would hang out at the Illinois River a lot. But I think that, like, looking back at it, I think that he meant it differently.
Metaphorically.
And I'm not really sure how to take it. But, yeah. Be safe, have fun, don't drown.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he also said what he didn't know won't piss him off. So, yeah. What a fucking guy. Is there anybody else who would like to say something? Yeah? This is Guy Singer. This is old boss here.
Yeah, so I worked with Ken at OYA, and since Enix talked about just how formative that was for Ken, I want to tell a little story about the first time I met him. So I was a line staff there, and Ken came in for the first time to volunteer, and he was doing some kind of retraining from the mill, and just came in as a volunteer. So he's just there to kind of scope things out and get a sense of the surroundings. And Ken is a nice guy, was a nice guy. And so I'm trying to encourage him that, hey, you might want to work here someday. It's not a bad place to work, etc., etc. Well, of course, at that time, then we have a kid that's acting up. And so we go ahead and do a physical intervention on the kid, drag him into a cell, and then it's really kind of rough and combative. And so one of my coworkers then tells Ken, all right, who's a volunteer, come in and help us. You know, and I'm like, he's a volunteer, all right? And you're asking him to physically intervene? And so, you know, so Ken comes in and he kind of just starts going. And I'm thinking to myself, man, this is just a bad idea. If he gets hurt or something like that. So then I realize nobody's supervising the rest of the kids. So I go, Ken, go supervise the rest of the kids. Again, kind of a bad idea. He's a volunteer, first time there, but he goes out and does it. And so afterwards, I'm thinking to myself, man, this guy's traumatized. He's never going to come back again. But he just rolled with it. And so Ken's ability to kind of roll with things and take what came his way was just very impressive. Just such an even keel guy, emotionally. I really admired that about him. And so he was really an asset to OYA during the time he was there. And I missed him as soon as he left. So anyway, thanks.
Like 2
Hey guys,
years.
I normally do not do this.
Maybe it was
Well,
longer.
Ken was
It
a
felt like it was
blessing.
short.
He
Might have been 4
was the
years.
most disciplined man I ever met. He took care of my mother better than anybody ever could. And he was the best stepdad. He showed respect. I don't know anybody else. He was really good to everyone. He was close to me in ways I didn't even want to talk to him about. And it's just, he was a good dad and everything else.
Mhm.
I'll keep it short and sweet. Ken was a blessing and always will be. And what can you say? He's always going to be in our hearts. It's that says all of it.
Mhm.
For lack of words, he was the best dude ever, and definitely was more of a man than like everyone that I know. Didn't ask for help.
No, we didn't.
So, anyway, how to end it, you know?
Just like he did, by surprise.
Yeah.
Asked me for help many times to work on his truck.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
One of the last couple of times that I saw Ken, I went over there and I popped open the back of my truck and I'm sitting there holding this AR-15, you know, and I'm showing it to him and I'm like, yeah, this is a really nice gun. I wish you had one like this. And he kind of said something like, well, I don't know. He kind of like hinted around like he didn't have a whole lot of time left. And so, and I was like, I didn't know which way to take it because like the guy looked so good, you know, the blue eyes popping out, and I'm like, man, like I kind of was like, well, whatever. I don't know what he meant by that, but it was kind of weird. And then like a couple weeks later, you know, I get the call and just surprised. So anyway, he was a great guy. He was a really good stepdad. He was great to my mother. You know, he changed our lives in a really good way. You know, we went from, you know, just a little rough here and there, and you know, we got older and matured, and we were living with him, and he was living with us, and he was respectful. He was just chill. I remember I got expelled from high school and he picked me up. and he dropped me off in town with my skateboard, and he threw a pack of cigarettes out the window to me, and he said, "Have a good day." All right. Cool. How come I didn't yell at him or something like that? But you know, he was just a cool guy. And I don't know where he's at right now. And you know, it's not about what you do, it's about who you know. And I know the Lord Jesus Christ, right? I read my Bible, I know where I'm going when I die. And the Bible says that you believe on the Lord Jesus Christ and thou shalt be saved, right? And so I'm not really that great of a person. I know that. If y'all could get inside my head and read my thoughts, you'd be like, bro, I ain't gonna hang with you no more. You know. So it's the Lord's imputed righteousness. It's the Lord's perfect life when He died, right? His, like, me believing on Him, His righteousness is imputed into my bank account, and so that I could have life everlasting. So I just hope that you guys get a chance to know the Lord before you die, because we're all, you know, our time is short here. You know, it might seem like we have long lives, but you know, I'm 33 and I'm going bald already. And so it's like, you know, just take it into account that we all have sin in our bank accounts right now, and compared to other people, we might be great. You know, we might just, you know, be like, yeah, that guy's a total a-hole, and I'm a good person, but compared to God, I'm not good enough. So I need the Lord Jesus Christ's righteousness to get me up there. You know what I mean? So Ken was a great guy, and I'm gonna miss him. And if he can hear me right now, it's like, Ken, thank you for being such an awesome stepdad and husband to my mother. So that's about it.
Thank you.
Okay, got it. All right, thanks.
Well, need to say something?
Hi, my name's Dan. I've known Kenny probably 45 years, where all of you guys were born. Anyway, we worked at the mill together for 20-some years. We both left at the same time. We both went to the Academy for Oregon Youth Authority, and we both ended up down here at the same time. Anyway, when Kenny worked graveyard, we would have to come in, the day staff, we would come in, the first thing we're gonna do, what did he screw with now? He messed with our personal boxes. He was taping crap that wasn't supposed to be taped. During the night, he would take the kids' glasses, because he would watch the kids at night, and he would draw pictures on them. So the next morning, when we handed the glasses to the kids, they're going, "That son of a bitch, Dora, he drew on my glasses." Oh, he was always pulling crap on everybody. And our immediate supervisor, Catherine, she was her supervisor. Anyway, she would call Kenny and I into her office, and she would give that, "You two are a pain in my ass." She goes, "The kids are not even near as bad as you two jokesters. We're always doing crap down there that got us in trouble."
Yeah.
But anyway, Kenny was great. He loved all you guys. And it was funny because we would leave the facility at 2:30 and we'd walk out in the parking lot. One of you guys was always out there with a broken truck, a broken car, and Kenny would go, "Oh God, now what?" But you know, he was there for you guys all the time. I don't care what you guys needed. You always broke something that he had, but then that's another story. That was true. No, he was good. He was a good father. He was a good staff, and yeah, we're going to miss him.
Thank you.
well.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hello. A lot of you guys don't know me, but I know all the boys. And my mom was a single mom and best friends with my Aunt Jan. And there were a couple of times where we didn't have a place to go and ended up at Aunt Jan and Uncle Ken's. And I agree. I was always very envious that I did not have a father in my life, and he was always there. Always was there to totally cool with us staying if we needed help, and always very kind. And I know I definitely appreciated that, and my mom and my sister too. So he was definitely a kind man, and always there when we needed him when I was young. So I thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think my dad just kind of touched a lot of people the right way.
Bow chicka wow wow.
I think everyone has their own memories of him, and it's quite a theme of his to be quiet, but yet a disruptive quiet.
Presence with
Yeah.
He was a really good guy, and I think we're all gonna miss him dearly. I don't know if anybody else is wanting to say anything. Jacob, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Come on up, dude.
So I wanted to say thanks to Jan, because without her we wouldn't have, me and my wife and my kids are living at Jan's house and her new husband, and I just wanted to say thanks to Jan for opening up her house to us and taking me back in at 42 years old. I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you very much for coming out here.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Jacob.
I want to say thank you, Ken, for giving Romy 17 beautiful years of her life.
Yeah.
That is true.
A big show of love that you can see in no other, besides my husband and I, which are almost 40 years.
That is true.
I thank God for that. She got me here.
I'm glad that they got married too.
Yeah.
Just like Aubrey and Cameron said, we weren't the most reliable children, and she that's true. No, Romy definitely took us in, and the marriage that they had was well, it was a fucking marriage. So many good fucking memories, man. Good memories, good times. Good people.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny because I'm roughly the same age as Damien and Aubrey, and we were in school together. And when Dad first started dating Romy, they came up to me at school and they were like, "Does your dad drive a big red truck?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I think your dad's dating my mom." Well, that would be a little weird. But we might be brothers someday. That could be interesting. And yeah, it worked out that way. And yeah, they were together for a good long while and super comfortable, super loving life. I felt welcome in their home every time. So it was, yeah, a very beautiful thing. So I'm grateful for that. Made our family bigger.
No kidding.
All brothers, yeah.
So if there's anybody else who'd like to say something, now would be the time. If not, we're gonna kind of,
We'll leave it open a few more minutes.
yeah, we're gonna kind of transition into ending it. there's still plenty of food here. Feel free to continue chatting. And if you haven't gotten a chance to look at some of his old pictures, I mean, we got yearbooks and his Letterman jacket. Of course, the Big D. Yeah, thank you all for coming out. I know each and every one of you have good memories with him. So, again, thank you all.
Daddy, it's not one of my tongue.